Oh, you really, really, really do love to see it. The United States women's national team got booted. They are done and dusted from the Women's World Cup. They couldn't even advance out of the round of 16, okay? The group of 16. Listen, this is back-to-back World Cup champions getting ousted. Now, normally I wouldn't trumpet the demise of a team. Of course not. I'm not that mean. I don't really care that much about any teams that are out there. But this is a special exception. Mostly because, well, you know why. It's the U.S. women's soccer team, okay? Captained by, well, at least used to be captained by one of the most insufferable progressive feminists that you are ever going to see. Well, actually, not going to be seeing her much anymore. But the way that the media is trying to run cover for them, oh, listen, those girls, oh, man, they got screwed once again. They had to fight so hard to get the position that they were in, and then they got robbed. They got robbed by the system. For the U.S. women's national team, Sunday's loss to Sweden wasn't a game of inches. It was a game of millimeters. Sweden's a game-winning penalty kick that knocked the U.S. women's team out of the World Cup. Round of 16, crossed the line by the smallest of margins before swatted out by her goalie, her Alyssa Nair. Video assistant referee confirmed the goal, ending the Women's World Cup shot at a third consecutive title. Not just ending it incredibly unceremoniously. Unless they're going to clean up afterwards, they're not even going to get close to the podium. U.S. had a chance to eliminate Sweden earlier in penalty kicks, but Sweden survived when Kelly O'Hara hit a right post in the 7th round, and Megan Rapinoe, well, we'll get to the bitch in a second. And it's just hilarious, man. Like, I've been talking about this, and we're going to be talking about it more in this third video of the day, but everything that Bud Light touches turns to shit. Look at this. Okay, back when the Women's World Cup started, what was the first thing that Bud Light did? What was the first team that they singled out to go out there and endorse? Let's go, United States women's national team. And what ended up happening? Well, an unceremonious defeat. But hey, you got the support of Bud Light, and you also have the support of, well, whatever intern's running the POTUS account, because, you know, Biden ain't punching the numbers that's in there. His words of encouragement would have been, well, it was a good substitute, and once the guys come home from the Great War, Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio can get back on the pitch, and we can see some good baseball again. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for endorsing the team that single-handedly brought about the discussion if it was appropriate for somebody who's wearing the Stars and Stripe on their shirt, wearing the crest of the United States, apparently proudly representing the country, and then also kneeling for the national anthem on a world stage. That's the team that you think made their country proud by finishing 16th. 16th. I would just like to, I would offer challenge to Joe. I'll go ahead and spot you Sweden. Name three other teams that are currently in the Women's World Cup contention. Go ahead. I actually don't know, because frankly, I don't give a shit. Congratulations on an incredible run. You didn't even make it through the first round of the playoffs, so it's not an incredible run. It was I was going to say mediocre, less than mediocre. It was a poor effort. This team is something special. I can kind of agree with that. Something special indeed. And I'm looking forward to seeing how you continue to inspire Americans, blah, blah, blah. You aren't going to be around to see the next World Cup anyways. Well, hopefully alive, just you won't be president for it. But yes, what was the viral moment of this? It was, for the final time, Megan Rapinoe taking the penalty kick that could secure victory for the United States. And what did she do with it? Well, the bitch fucking whiffed it, and you love to see the pain and anguish on her face as she leaves the pitch for the last time in order to finally take her throne alongside Gloria Allred and the rest of those insufferable career feminists to go out there and champion all the woke talking points. How's that board seat working for you on the Victoria's Secret panel? Victoria's Secret, owned by the conglomerate that's head by, or used to be head by Lex Wessner, big financier of another guy, what's his name? He had an island and he didn't kill himself. Interesting. Megan Rapinoe had a chance to send the United States women's national team to the World Cup quarterfinals, extending her final appearance in the tournament by at least one more game. But with a missed penalty kick, it provided a sour ending to her storied career. No. She had already soured her career long before that happened. With the U.S. women's national team and Sweden scoreless through 90 minutes. God, I couldn't imagine sitting there for that long. Anyways, and through extra time, Rapinoe, who replaced Alex Morgan with the 99th minute, was selected in the 4th round of penalty kicks. Sweden goalkeeper Zekra Musa, I don't know, somebody who's much more attractive, didn't even need to move a muscle. Rapinoe blasted the ball over the right corner of the net, and 3 rounds later, the United States women's national team was eliminated on penalty kicks. She could have secured it. And because Fox is being gay when it comes to showing you or allowing anybody to broadcast the footage, hell, it's even getting blocked on social media right now. All I can do is basically show stills of it. Sorry, she whiffed it, okay? She had every opportunity in the world to at least put it on net, put the ball in play, but no, she missed. Not by little, but by quite a lot. Put it right into the fucking stands. I mean, this is a sick joke, Rapinoe told Fox Sports in an interview. For me, personally, I'm just like, this is a dark comedy. I miss the penalty. It's the balance of a beautiful side of the game, and I think it can be cruel, and it's just not our day. See, it's all about her. It's not about the team. This bitch is a professional victim. When the United States won the World Cup in 2019 final against Netherlands, Rapinoe scored the first goal on the penalty kicks by directing the ball toward the right corner before the goalkeeper could even attempt to save. 4 years later, the bitch missed. Fuck her. Rapinoe, who has advocated for political issues throughout her career, was announced prior to the World Cup that she'd retire following the 2023 NWSL season. Who the fuck knows what that is? Missed her penalty kick a week after she was outspoken of her role in the United States women's national team draw against the Netherlands, telling reporters she could have helped despite not being in the starting lineup and not earning time as a substitute. Exactly. Guess what? It's all about her. There's a saying in the sports that matter, men's sports. You play for the name that's on the front of the jersey, not for the one that's on the back. Whenever you see an athlete do that, okay, right now you're seeing it in Major League Baseball with Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson, shortstop, he's shortstop for the Chicago White Sox, getting into a big brawl, and not too many people taking his sides on this one, mostly because, he was a good producer a couple of years ago. He's a little bit braggadocious and was running off at the mouth a little bit too much, but his talent, it could at least obfuscate from his off the diamond and sometimes on the diamond antics. I personally will never forgive him for the way that he got Josh Donaldson suspended for an innocuous comment because Tim Anderson was saying that he was the second coming of Jackie Robinson or something like that, and Josh Donaldson, AL MVP for 2015 and the second MVP for the Toronto Blue Jays of all time. He was playing with the Yankees at the time, but he said, oh yeah, right. Made a joke after he, I think, grounded out or something like that to first base, and he's like, oh yeah, second coming of Jackie Robinson, all right. Got into this big squabble, and then, Donaldson ended up getting suspended, and Tim Anderson, who was having, I guess, his career year, everything was all fine with him. But now, well, I think, what was it, last week or the week before, he hit his first home run of the season. He's hitting in, on, and around the Mendoza line, and now it's looking highly likely that he's going to be out of the league very, very soon. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy because he just runs off at the mouth. If you have the skill to back up your off-the-field issues, like Terrell Owens, hell, there's an entire list of extremely, extremely talented wide receivers in the NFL. Terrell Owens, who could have had a great career with the 49ers. He could have been the greatest wide receiver in 49ers history, and that is a long list of exceptional candidates, topped by probably the greatest football player of all time, Jerry Rice. He had the opportunity. He definitely had the skill set. No. He pissed it all away, and he ran his mouth out his ass, shipped out to Philadelphia, and then a few short years later, shipped out to Dallas, and then the rest of his career was just bouncing around from place to place, cultivating in him, never winning a championship, but yes, getting elected to the Hall of Fame. Of course, he had that much talent, but making a spectacle out of himself, not attending the Hall of Fame ceremony and doing his own jacket ceremony, and making an asshole out of himself in the aftermath. That's Megan Rapinoe. Obviously not as successful or as talented, but made herself the center of all of the ire that the United States women's team gets. But after the old lady missed, after all the interviews were done, what was she finally able to say is her biggest accomplishment? What she did on the pitch. Obviously, like it said, her storied career is finally over. After the L at the World Cup today, Megan Rapinoe was asked what her favorite memory for playing for the U.S. women's soccer team was. Her response, equal pay so that you could cry and make more money than the men per capita based on performance, based on eyeballs watching, without this humiliating defeat by the United States women's national team. would you even know that the Women's World Cup is going on right now? But guess what? They get paid just as much as the Men's World Cup team. That will be watched by billions and billions of people. The Women's World Cup, well, it gets watched by hundreds and hundreds. Seems fair, right? But with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.